Welcome into this week's Giants Hangout. Madelyn Burke, Jonathan Casillas, and Brandon London in the Hangout right now. It is week 5. The Giants are turning their attention to Miami, taking their talents to South Beach. This is going to be a tough one, guys. The Miami Dolphins, yes, last week they fell to the Bills 48-20, but the week prior they put 70 on the Broncos, 70-20. So this offense has shown they can be explosive. And Wink Martindale earlier today was talking about it and said, compared the Dolphins to the greatest show on turf. Is that a fair
comment? He said they're better.
They're better.
Yeah.
That's why.
I haven't seen anything like this be in ever. Like the run, what they did, that 70-point game was like, when I looked at the numbers first, I looked at Tua's numbers. I was like, how did they get to 70 with these numbers? And then I saw what they did in the run game.
And Tua wasn't even the highest scoring fantasy quarterback that week.
Right. But A-Chain is averaging 11 yards a carry, bro.
That's
what?
Wild.
And Mostert, he's averaging 7 yards a carry. And I'm like, the receivers, bro, it could get real ugly, but I'll tell you what, I did see improvement on defense last week in the Giants.
Yeah.
I think the one play with Fant, it was a couple missed tackles.
Yeah.
But B, you've been around ball long enough. Madelyn, you watch ball long enough. Even if the defenses are really good and teams are really good, one play happens.
Yeah.
That happens.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want 16 missed tackles like San Fran, right? So I think they're taking a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
What they need to get, though, is why we're all not doing push-ups this week, no turnovers again.
Yeah.
No turnovers again. They need to create turnovers. Right.
We're still waiting to see who's going to get the first turnover.
Yeah. That's the next step the defense needs to take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. It's like the lottery, man. It just keeps rolling over each week, I feel like, when it comes to these bets. But, yeah, you're going to need it. Xavier McKinney, Jason Pinnock, the secondary, Adoree Jackson, those guys are going to have to be lights out, man. You're playing against Cheetah, the Waddle, those two running backs that you were talking about. And I think that's what makes the run game so explosive and so dynamic, is having those two guys. The Buffalo Bills was able to have success rushing 4 and playing 2 high safeties over the top to try and keep Cheetah and Waddle in check. Both of those guys were held under 60 yards. And if I would have got 60 yards in an NFL game, I'd have gritted all over the field. Them dudes get held under 60. It's just terrible. And people think, oh, they suck now because of the numbers that they're used to putting up. But that just goes to show how explosive this offense is. And JC, I want to talk to you ask you the question, man. When you're defensively, you guys are trying to get ready for an explosive pass game, but they can run the ball too. Where does your mindset go when it comes to Wink? How aggressive can he be against this Miami Dolphins offense?
Well, honestly, I think the aggression needs to scale down a little bit this week on certain situations. I think on run plays, I think bringing an extra body in there like he does with Pinnock a lot, line him on the edge and kind of do that. You have to stop the run first against this team.
Right.
Yes, they're explosive passing, but if you allow them to run the football on you, that it's over. It's over. If you can slow down the run and get them into that passing situation where they feel like they're on their heels and they have to pass the ball, now you can get a little bit more diverse on defense. You can mix it up a little bit. But the thing is, when you talk about the Bills are not diverse. They're not tricky. They're very conservative. They sit back in coverage a lot. That might be the recipe to slow this offense down a little bit, right? Yeah, and the Giants need not only good play, better play from their offense. I talked to Nacho yesterday, and I told him, I said, bro, some people said that the defense played well enough to win. You might have said that. I don't know who said it. I don't agree with that. Because if the other defense, if the other defense created 3 turnovers and had 11 sacks, and you have 2 sacks with 0 turnovers, you didn't play well enough to win the game. They played well enough to win the game.
But
and
that I told them, sacks, that's wait.
In order for this team to get on the right track with the offense trying to figure out Andrew Thomas, Saquon Barkley, they're trying to figure out who they are without those guys playing. It's a struggle right now. Who has to lift the team up? It has to be the defense. The defense has 0 turnovers. That is not okay. They have to play better than that. Yes, they're getting better. I feel like they played pretty well last week. But they even got to be better because the offense is struggling. And you have, because they are capable of doing it. The injuries on the defensive side hasn't really happened quite yet.
Yeah, and getting Azeez Ojulari back last week was
Right.
huge. Kayvon Thibodeau has those 2 sacks because of Azeez's pressure, because of Azeez's presence. And that is extremely helpful. I mean, you know, you heard Wink Martindale today talking about going up against this Miami team saying, I'm sleeping like a baby. Every 2 hours I wake up, cry, and go to the bathroom. Brandon, you know that life. It's right, sleeping like a baby out here, and not in a good way.
I know that. I know that life. I know MetLife. I know all that types of life, bro. Like Wink, you ain't got no baby boy, Wink. You ain't got a 5-month-old at home, Wink. I'm telling you, this is a different type of sleep over here. But yeah, he's right, man. And JC, you're right. When you're talking about going up against this offense, you know what? They're going to have to match momentum. You know, the Giants have yet to, like you said, create that turnover. And that, as you know, creates momentum, man. Those sudden changes can create, those drive stoppers can create momentum. They've been so close. Yep. They're going to have to do against San Francisco. Tip balls going up in the air, touching the ground. Deonte Banks had his hands on one. Kayvon was playing hot potato with one against the Seahawks, so he could have went to the house with that one. It's like you're so close, and you just have to get that first one, and then it just comes and ebbs and flows off of that. So as much as people put them off, this has just, you know, wrote them off. The Giants defense need to channel their inner Geno Smith and be like, they wrote me off, but we ain't right back, though. They have to come out there. They have to realize, like, hey, I understand this is the offense, but we're going to have to stop or hold the greatest show on turf or grass. They got that good grass down there. You're going to have to stop them. It's under 20. Under 20, you're going to have to put up under 20 against this team. It's asking for a lot, but at the same time, you want to be great, not good.
Yeah, well, and you're going to have to put some pressure on Tua. Yeah. And, you know, he's not a quarterback that is used to being under pressure, but last week he was. Last week he was sacked 4 times, hit 9 times, a career high. You know, Buffalo was able to put some pressure on him. We've seen the Giants last week against Seattle being able to apply some pressure there. Can they get it home? Can they create enough of a situation to, you know, put pressure on that offense?
Yeah, and be like, think about how the Giants have been, I guess, almost suffocated, right? Mm-hmm. It's not always about the lack of offensive output, right? It's about the other team's defense and special teams scoring,
right?
Yep. Like, you know, and
well, and the Giants haven't played from a lead at all this season. Have not had a single snap where they've had a lead. The Giants, the Jets, the only 2 teams to not run an offensive play with a lead this season. I know. We got to light some sage in that. I don't know what we got to do. I'll bring some Palo Santo next time.
Hey, no, let him. He's all over the stadium. Yeah, Brandon, when you go back in MetLife, hit that thing with some sage.
Smudge it all up.
Bro, y'all are adding more to what I already do. All
bring the baby too.
You wear many hats.
Bring the baby too.
Him see over here wearing many hats. Put the little baby Bjorn on. Have little baby BL smudging away. Teach him young. But, you know, I mean, like, listen, the Giants, they haven't scored an offensive touchdown in the first half yet this season. You want to say, like, the way that they were moving the ball, they showed last week especially, like, okay, this offense is figuring things out. They're moving the ball down the field. They just couldn't close it. They couldn't punch it in. And that's, you know, they got to be finishers a little bit.
And for me, I feel like I want to put the onus on the defense, you know, because they have all the parts. Wink Martindale, I think they're heading in the right direction. But how good would it be to start with the ball going in on your 20, your 15? You know, like we saw last week with Seattle, they got the ball where on a 10-yard line, 15-yard line.
Exactly.
It was almost a walking touchdown.
Right.
Like, because that gives the offense, that gives them that, like you said, the ebb and flow, it gives them that momentum. And how momentum is that it's not the other team gives it to you, because a lot of teams ain't making mistakes. They're not giving you the ball. You got to go and take it.
Right.
You got to rip the ball out. You got to punch the ball out, catch the ball that they throw to you, right? That's what I think the Giants need to do. That's the next step for their defense to help this offense out. I don't have no answers for the offense. I'm just speaking on the defensive side, how as a defender, we can help the offense.
Well, because we feed off y'all. It's complimentary football. We feed off y'all. So when we're talking about the pressure that they got on Geno Smith, they got the pressure. They made him move off his spot. but he got outside the pocket and he was able to extend the drive to get the ball to DK Metcalf, get the ball to Tyler Lockett. So it's like get that pressure, but then also get home, because now as an offense, now you feel some sort of accountability. I don't care who's on that offensive line. Now when you're strapping up the helmet, oh, they got us the ball back. Oh, hey, punt return team out there. Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hodgins. All right, guys, let's go. It's going to be on us. It may come out quick, catch the ball, get yacked. That's the one thing that the Giants offense is going to have to improve on. And I'm done talking about the offensive line. Because as a receiver, we can't control that. Our success is based off of the offensive line. So when I was watching Mike Grohl work with them yesterday during Indy, and they're trying to punch the ball out when they're getting catches. He was coaching them hard when it came to how to run their slants, shaving it off, catching the ball with their hands. You're realizing now that the receivers are there, and they got the mindset to where it's like, hey guys, we only might get about 5 to 10 or 12 of these things in terms of clean coming our way. We better come down with 5, 12, or 10. We better come down with every single one, because right now there's no finger pointing going on in the locker room. We just see that through the vitriol on social media. Everybody got something to say. Everybody's a Monday. Everybody going to tell Daniel Jones how to be a quarterback. Tell Brian Dable how to be coach of the year. But within that locker room, it's how can I do better to make we better? And that's the receiver mindset. That ball comes my way, I'm coming down with it, and I have to do something with it. So keep an eye on the Giants receivers this week. If they get the opportunities, it's going to be on them to match Miami's momentum and explosive plays.
Absolutely. And I mean, you mentioned, first of all, complementary football is something that's got to work on both sides. You know, you want to get the defense putting the offense in a good position, but also the offense putting something out there so that the defense hard work isn't for naught as well, getting some points on the board. Also, the vibes in the locker room, totally agree. Brandon, I mean, like we were in there yesterday and I was talking to a lot of guys, and you would not think that this is a 1-3 team. You would not think that this is a team that is struggled.
Good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I think it can be a good thing, because as much as this team knows, I don't know why. Is this thing on? I don't know, just decorative. Hey guys, are we even using this? It's a habit. It's a habit. This isn't the mic that we're using right now.
It's like a plastic Christmas tree. Like.
I'm sorry, I messed you all up. You saying that the locker room, and I was like, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, keep going about it.
All right, so let me tell you. This thing isn't on. I think it's a good thing, because I think much like they're echoing the sentiment of the head coach of, yes, we got to get back to the drawing board. We got to work on this, but it's not all over with crying. You know, like there is still a lot of season left. Teams have turned it around, and 1-3 can turn around real quick. And having that mindset of, like you said, Brandon, it's not finger pointing and blaming and this guy and that guy, whatever. It's like, no, we are still a team. We are still in this together. That's what I mean, where the energy is still good and guys are still, it's not like guys are giving up, oh, well, this season's washed.
No, I was in locker room yesterday too.
You know,
and I definitely felt that too.
Yeah.
If this is the one game where if they're going to take JC's Rock'em Sock'em Robots and go maybe, you know, get a little physical one game, this may be that game, because it's like, what's your identity? Everyone's looking at them on primetime on TV. Everybody's, what are the Giants? We don't know what they are at 1-3. Now it's not a primetime game. Down in 305. DJ Khaled might be there, may not. Who cares? But now you got a chance to go out there and shock the world, and just think of what this can do to spark momentum for the rest of the season. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. It's just one of those, that team has to take it one day at a time heading into Sunday, but they need to create some sort of in-house mindset mantra to where it's like us against the world. And I feel like that can help them in terms of motivation on Sunday.
I think also, though, this team is motivated. This team is together. Brian Dable was coach of the year last year, not long ago. And he was that for a reason, because he has the ability to inspire this group. And like you said, the fact that this team hasn't kind of just, whatever, like some of the fan base has. Yeah. And they're saying, no, this is a long season. We are focused. We are going to turn this thing around. Is an echo right from the coaching staff, is right from the mindset of like, no, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of areas in which we can improve, but this isn't over. We're not done with this fight right now.
Yep.
And Miami is a good opportunity too. It's a tough test, but again, they've shown week 3 to week 4, 2 very different teams.
Yes.
Week 3 is
Right.
a team that kicked the butts of the opponent, and week 4 is a team that got their butts kicked. And so both can be true. And if the Giants can really grind that Buffalo tape and say, what did the Bills do well here? And how do we exploit those areas using the tools and the weapons that we have? Absolutely, you know, any game in the National Football League is winnable.
Yes. Yes. Even though this one, no one is giving the Giants a chance to win at all.
Of course not, which makes it very perfect for the NFL scriptwriters.
Right.
They plot twist.
Right, right. That's why when B said they could use it, like, yes, no one expects you guys to go to Miami and do anything.
Mhm.
They expect you to get beat by 70 points. That's what they expect. If you don't get beat by 70 points and only 40, that'll be a surprise. That's disrespectful to this organization. And they have to start taking stuff personal like that. I think you saw a defense respond from week 3 to week 4. I think offensively, they're still trying to figure themselves out. But with your 2 best players being out, that's very difficult to do, right? That's why I keep putting it on the defense. Defense, let's go out there and play defense first, and let's stop them. Now, okay, you just stop this high-powered offense?
The high-powered offense, which also will be without their starting left tackle, Terran Armstead, too, who's going to be out.
Let's go.
Out
you know that there's opportunity there. Yes, I just looked at the stats. There's like a 8-10% chance that the Giants could possibly win this game. I'll take that. I'll take that.
What was all that 1 in a million talk?
I'll take that, bro. Like, I'm just saying, like, the Giants, they have to start fast instead of like reacting and then trying to figure out, okay, how can we get the ball to our guys? Let's start fast right away. Let's throw a trick play. Let's do something to get the momentum early on our side. And the Giants just haven't done that yet. They haven't had early momentum. Even against the Cardinals, it was 20-0 at halftime. Bro, I wrote their obituary. I was writing their obituary in my head. I was sitting down there like, I don't know how I'm going to do the post-game show. Like, I'm like, how is this going to happen? Then we saw what we all thought potentially what we're going to see from the beginning of the season. We know what they can do. We saw it. We just got to get it early. We got to get it early, whether it's a deep shot to Hyatt, a reverse pass. They've been featuring Wan'Dale Robinson. He looks tremendous. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope he gets more than 6 touches that we talked about the other day. I really do, because the Giants need that spark. Defense need to create 3 turnovers against this team and possibly score. But, like, that's the type of stuff you need to be saying. When I say you, like the defense, that's the type of stuff you guys need to be saying to each other. Like, we need 4 turnovers. We need to score on defense.
But if you're saying we need 4 turnovers and it's week 5 and you know that you're the only team in the NFL that hasn't had a takeaway, are you pushing too much? Are you forcing it? Like, you look at Kayvon and what he had with that hot potato moment, you know, and Brandon, as a wide receiver, you know, step 1, catch the ball. Step 2, look where you're going to take it, right? If you're looking ahead at all the green grass before you fully secured the ball, which I think Kayvon was like, oh, great, this is the moment. I'm going to have a touchdown. I'm going to have a takeaway. We're going to get this done. You're pushing it so much, and I'm just speculating here, but you're pushing it too much, as opposed to just kind of letting the plays come to you and being prepared and ready when they do.
But think what's that could be? When you allow the plays to happen, that's just playing, you know, through the X and O's.
Okay.
You know, I'm talking about playing beyond the X's and O's.
Okay.
I'm talking about going out there, yes, securing your job, but violently ripping off that ball because you're backside, and then you can go ahead and pop that ball out. B, how did when you
like
right? I'm just saying. You come on now, you know me. B, when you're running the ball, right, and you're the guy in front of you, the likeliness of him making you fumble, unless he put the ball on the helmet, is very unlikely. But when you're running the ball and somebody comes from behind and pops that ball out, you don't see that happening. And the Giants, I feel like, took a step forward in population to the ball last week, and that's why you saw a low number of missed tackles. They were 3 of 12 on 3rd down. Like, they took a step forward. Now the next step is to get the ball out. That's the next step. Get the ball. They have no turnovers in 4 weeks. Like, yes, the offense is struggling, but what are you doing on defense to help the offense out? And I'm just requiring more because they can do more. That's the only reason I'm doing it.
And offensively, when you're talking about playing above the X's and O's, as a receiver, you know your job is to catch the rock. Like, you're on the jugs 24/7. You're going to catch the rock. But you do know, like, You beat the technique into your head. You beat the fundamentals. All right, I'm going to take 2 extra steps back to the football instead of letting it waiting for it. So now I created a little bit more separation. And now a guy like Paris Campbell, Sterling Shepard, who coach said we should expect to play more of this game, Wan'Dale Robinson, they're yak guys. They're yak receivers. Isaiah Hodgins is the 50-50 ball guy. Jalen Hyatt, Darius Slayton are the deep threat guys. Everyone has their role. And it's like once one guy hits, one guy can get going, oh, we all eat. It ain't no fun unless the homies can get some. I'm talking about passes, not what the song talked about, but I'm just saying, like, that's
Snoop was singing about ball, like spreading the ball around the field, right? It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Snoop. Shout out to Coach Snoop.
You know he coached the flag.
He coached for real. He coached for real.
Definitely that line in the huddle.
Imagine going out to practice and you see Coach Mike Groh and Snoop Dogg standing next to each other with the receivers. Like that would. That's a win within itself.
Just leave the medicine home.
Just
leave the medicine home.
Leave all that on the West Coast. But yeah, I mean, basically, guys, like, and Jonathan, you've said this word, I believe, like 4 times, hope. This is what a win, this is what a solid football game could do for this team and this fan base. Show some hope going forward. Because right now, it could be the first interception. It could be the first time the Giants have a lead. This could be a game of first. So I know it's weird that we're week 5 looking for the game of first, but it all starts with one. The season's long. Other teams get banged up later on. You know the flow of the season. So right now it's just about focusing one play at a time, do my job, play above the X's and O's when it's time, not trying to do too much, but when it's time, play above the X's and O's, and then let the football guys decide. Let the football guys write the script for this week.
Yeah. And this will be a good one, too, because it's not in prime time. It's a 1:00 start in Miami, which.
So you're saying they have a chance?
Listen, I'm not. The only thing I'm pointing to is the numbers that this team has struggled in that primetime window. And the one win that they've gotten so far this season came in the 4:00 window. The earlier in the day seems to be a little bit better. So maybe, something about that window.
Down here,
out there. Just coming in, getting the work done in the daytime. I don't know, something about, like, yes, the primetime games are so much fun under the bright lights, but something about that 1:00 window, just kind of business as usual, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Business as usual. And definitely take the business trip, right? Go down there saying we got to handle business, but then remember the things that people said about the Giants. Remember those things, because the thing is, these guys, these social media, because social media was there when I was playing, but it's a totally different ball game. 5-6 years later since I retired. These guys are definitely looking at their comments. They definitely know what's out there said about them. Yeah. When you're out there, yes, it's business, but think about that. Take that personally and put that out there on the field.
We need that Jordan meme, and I took that personally.
Exactly. Because
keep
they've been getting. Go ahead, you go.
I'm sorry to jump in there, but keep receipts. I mean, again, we understand. Like, my favorite movie is Gladiator. One line they say, "The mob is fickle." The mob is fickle. One moment they're all over you. The next moment you catch the game winner. Can you sign my kid's forehead? Yeah, I've been loving you since I've been blue since '72. And look, this is a passionate fan base. If you everybody knows that here. But I'm speaking as a practice squad guy that's now very much ingratiated within the culture here. They'll still build you up here. So it's just one of those things where it's like, man, just block all that out, man. Don't worry about it. Don't play for the applause right now. Don't play for the likes, the views, the clicks, none of that. Go out there as a team, band together, and just come out there with that W. Sorry for that, Coach Carter.
Don't worry about it. This that splat right there. Don't worry about it.
Splat. I mean, think about this, right? The Giants are 1-3, right? They win the next 2 games against these 2 very talented teams. They'll be 3-3, and everybody be like, "Oh, this is the Giants team that we thought." Like, they can correct it. The percentage and chances of them happening is very low, But the percentage of people getting in the NFL is very low too, and all of them make
Very
it.
low.
So they're already fighting against the odds. I'm just trying to throw some positivity out there.
Listen, games are not won and lost on paper. They're won and lost on the field. And this is why we play the games, because you can look at this and say, oh, they're not going to win this. They're not going to win this. You look at the schedule in the beginning of the season, and people are like, oh, this is how this is going to go. This is how that's going to go. Nobody knows. So anything is possible.
Somebody had a fortune cookie this morning. Games are not won and lost on paper. They're won and lost on the field. Confucius
and then
says.
It over and be like, for extra fortunes, go to this website, and here are your lucky numbers for the
JC giving out probabilities, Madelyn giving out fortune cookies quotes. I love it. I love it.
I love it. I love it. That's what you can come to expect on the Giants Hangout every week right here. And this week we don't have push-ups because none of us won. And so we're just going to keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
I don't want to bet. I don't want to bet.
Lucky because you had Trey Hawkins and he wasn't even out there.
He don't even. I don't even. Bro, Eric Gray didn't play running back that first game. Trey, I'm not even betting. Like, I'm at the roulette table betting 112. Sir, there is no number 112. I don't care, baby. Let it roll.
Blue, bro. It's two colors.
Two colors. Two colors. Brandon's like, I just want to show off my push-up skills.
Oh man.
Hey, just some friendly neighborhood push-up bets. Who says no? But you know what? It keeps it interesting. We got a lot to look forward to on Sunday's game. Giants, Dolphins. Any last thoughts to leave the fans with, B. London?
Yes, the Miami Dolphins. Remember, they released me after we went to and won the AFC East. We lost to the Ravens in the first round of the playoffs. I had 4 catches that game. Giants, go out there for the Ghost of B. London in that stadium. Go out there and get it done for B. London.
This is the B. London Bowl, right? The Dolphins, the Giants.
This is the B. London Bowl. This is the B. London. Because it's like I wanted to. So, JC, how would you handle this? I was practice squad with the Giants, got the Super Bowl ring, got all that. It's real too. But I played with the Dolphins, got 4 catches in the playoff game, 7 total on the year, special teams guy. So what would you hype up? Which jersey would you wear?
The one that's paying you right now, silly guy. What are you talking about? The Miami paid you? Did you retire from football?
I can hear you. I can hear it clear.
Listen, I played for four teams, right? I won 2 Super Bowls, not with the Giants.
Not with the Giants.
I don't talk about those other teams. Yes, I talk about my rings, but they don't pay me. They pay me. So go Big Blue.
So you're saying you could be bought. That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just loyal. I'm loyal. You got to put some respect on the ring, though, bro. You got the ring. You got to put some respect on the ring. And I don't care if you're a practice squad, bro. You're a part of the team. If it wasn't for you, y'all never won. That's just what it is. I don't care how you feel about it. That's how I feel about it.
Appreciate it. And that ring used to get me in a lot of clubs in Miami, too. So it's like, right, we hanging out too much. We hanging out.
Mr. London, right this way.
Oh. I saw those 4 catches last week. Let's go.
It was 38 yards too. Ew.
Not that I remember, it's so long ago. We keep track of this. We love it. We love it.
Round up to the nearest 10th.
We'll be locked in on the B. London Bowl. Giants, Dolphins, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss it. That's a wrap for this episode of the Giants Hangout. Brandon London, Jonathan Casillas. I'm Madelyn Burke. We'll see you next time.